Now that you know what polynomials are, in this video we're going to be explaining how we can utilize polynomials and why we have polynomials in mathematics. So let's say we have the relationship y equals x squared, and as you know, this x squared is a polynomial. So polynomial. So this right here represents a relationship between two variables, and the relationship is that for every x, y is x times x, or y is x squared. So this polynomial, for example, could be graphed. So let's say we have an xy chart. We can plug in values for x and see what the outcome is. So we can plug in, let's plug in 0. If we plug in 0 here, we get 0 for y. If we substitute or plug in 1, we get 1. If we plug in 2, well, 2 squared is 4. So we're getting an idea of how this graph looks. So let's see if we can graph this. So 0, 0 is 1 point. So now graphs that are not linear are a little bit harder to graph by hand, but as you plug in more and more points, and in the future you're going to be learning transformations and so forth, and that's going to help you graph these non-linear polynomials. So let's go back to it. So 0, 0 is 1 point. Let me do the points in different colors. 0, 0. We have 1, 1. So 1, 1. 2, 4. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So we're getting a sense of how this is looking. It looks like it's accelerating. The rate of it getting bigger is accelerating. So now let's plug in some negative values. Let's see how the left side of this looks. So let's say we have an XY chart once again. This is the same. This is for the same graph. We just did not plug in any negative values, so we're going to do so here. Let's plug in -2. If we plug in -2, we get -2 squared, which is 4. Let's plug in -1. -1 squared is 1. 0, we already have 0, so 0, 0. So -2, we're at 4 once again. -1, we're at 1. So you might be seeing a pattern here. So this looks, let me draw that a little better. This looks something, let's go through all the points. This looks something like, not like that. Something like that. And that was a terrible drawing right there, but so anyway, the polynomials can represent relationships, graphs, or they can be certain expressions that allow us to solve for certain values. So for example, we can have x to the third plus 4x squared plus 8 equals 0, and the question might say find x values for that make this expression 0. So you're gonna have to look for x values that when substituted would make this whole thing 0. So, or another example could be, say we have x squared plus, let's say 5x plus 4, and the question could say factor this expression. In other words, if you don't know what factoring is, no worries, we're going to be discussing that in the future videos. But in other words, what that means is to split up this equation into two different quantities that yield the same result as you multiply them. So for example, in this case it would be x plus 4 times x plus 1. And once again, if you don't know what just happened here, that's okay. You're going to learn that very soon. And if we multiply this using FOIL, then we get the same expression we have here. So x times x is x squared, x times 1 is 1x, 4 times x is 4x, and 4 times 1 is 4. So we simplify here, we get x squared plus 5x plus 4. So these are kind of ways we can utilize polynomials, and in the next video we're going to be learning how to graph polynomials a little bit more specifically.